Hey everyone, this is Charlie the Plug, your host of the Detroit Metro Plug podcast, powered by Empower You Ventures. Don't forget to subscribe so you too can be a part of the biggest empowerment network on YouTube and Facebook. We bring you weekly interviews of Detroit difference makers in the area of entrepreneurship, community involvement, also reaction to business news and community news. This does not happen without your support. Thank you. All right, welcome to another episode of the Detroit Metro Plug podcast. I'm your host, Charles McKaye, aka Charlie the Plug, bringing you another episode of the podcast, episode 136. That deserves some air. 136 episodes of interviews of those Detroit difference makers, as we call them, who are doing great things in our city. And some people who are from Detroit, may have been at other places we had on our show, and they share about their positive contributions in our community, the things that they're doing in their small business, or whether leading an organization or their community service. And so we're excited about another week where I bring you another dynamic guest to talk about an interesting topic relating to her business. So I want to thank those who are joining us live on Facebook at our Detroit Metro Plug podcast page, on our YouTube channel at Detroit Metro Plug podcast, and on LinkedIn. Follow me at Charles McKaye on LinkedIn. So thank you for all who are joining us live, and for those who will be joining us on the replay. But if you are joining us live and you have a comment, a shout out, a question for our guests on our topic, I try to recognize those who are live in the chat. So we will try to recognize you. So feel free to put a comment or share something or a question in the chat. So shout out to you, and just happy Monday to everyone. Go Lions. I'm from Detroit, and we got to celebrate the Lions, man. Just clinching the NFC North home court field advantage. I'm believing they're going to go to the Super Bowl. Don't you think they're going to go to the Super Bowl? They're playing phenomenally, even though of course, defense has some people on injured reserve, but they're playing. They're not making any excuses. I believe this is our year. And man, and by me living downtown in the Midtown area, I get to see up front all the excitement, all the people coming in the city, watching the games, the various sports bars, at the casino, at tailgating, wearing Honolulu blue. It's just great to be part of the city, and the spirit is bringing everybody together. So go Lions. They represent one of the characters of our city, which I think is true grit. And I think our guest could be someone who has grit as an entrepreneur. She'll share her backstory. She's done different things. Okay, so and if you're finding value in what we're doing, let's show the algorithm on Facebook and YouTube and the other platforms that, hey, positive content is good too. So share, like, and subscribe. Let people know, hey, we got some positive things we can talk about. It's not all about spilling the tea. No shade against spilling the tea. You know, sometimes we spill the tea on this show, depends on the topic, but we're about positivity and celebrating the positive contributions of our folks on this podcast. All right, so I'm going to formally introduce our guests. So let me pull up this. I'm going to add her to the stage here. And so our next guest on episode 136, Revolutionizing DNA Testing, she is the founder and owner of Mobile Genetix DNA LLC. I hope I said that right. I want to make sure I said that right.
Yeah.
All right. It is a leading provider of advanced DNA testing and health services. Our next guest has a strong passion for promoting health and well-being. She is dedicated to offering innovative solutions that empower individuals and organizations. Through Mobile Genetix, she delivers accurate, confidential, accessible testing services helping clients make informed decisions about their health. Our next guest is committed to excellence, and client care is the foundation of her company's success. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 136. None other than Antionett Beck-Doss. She goes by TONI, so we're going to call her TONI for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Welcome, TONI,
Thank
to
you.
our
Thank you for
episode.
having me.
Yes, want to give you some air horn, some applause as well. All right, so I know I read a little formal intro for background, but if someone was you, who is TONI and what you're about, what would you share with them?
TONI is a serial entrepreneur. TONI is someone who is very passionate, compassionate. TONI is definitely a hard worker. She's been through a lot, but she's very resilient.
Okay. TONI's a hard worker, resilient, been through a lot. Okay.
Yes.
I like to kind of give our audience, because this may be the first time they've met you. Of course, in my preparation for this interview, I've seen you've done a lot of things, and it seems like your hand is in different things, and people know you. But there's going to be some people who this may be their first time. So where are you from? You originally grew up in Detroit, or are you from somewhere else?
Yes, originally I am from Detroit. I was raised in Detroit till I was about 10, and then we moved out to the suburbs.
Oh, okay. We still claim we're Metro Detroit. Okay.
Right.
All right. Okay. And hey, man, this is a part of the city, Metro Detroit. All right.
Right.
Okay. All right. So you're native in this area.
Yes.
And have you always been interested in like healthcare, or I saw your other things that we'll talk about. I know you do financial literacy and some other business things. Has that always been something that you've been interested in from a child?
So healthcare, yes, 100%. So I am an LPN. I've been working in healthcare for over 13 years. So originally I had started as a CNA, then I went to a medical assistant, and then, I just kept working my way up. Then I decided to go back to school. I got my bachelor's, currently working on my master's. So healthcare has always been a passion of mine. I'm a natural nurturer. So I love to help people and I love to change lives. So that's why, even though I stepped out of being in the field, in the hospitals or clinical settings, I still love helping people. So that's why each one of my businesses allows me to have a major impact on my clients.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome. So you are a registered nurse?
No, I'm an LPN.
Oh, wait a minute, LPN. Okay.
Yes.
So break down the difference. I want to.
It's a licensed practical nurse. So it's kind of like right under the RN.
Okay, so there's RN, LPN. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Thank you for correcting me. I don't want to get it mixed up. We want to recognize, I don't know if this is related to you, who this person is related to you, but Kendra Dross says go Lions. So thank you for watching this live. Yes. Okay, so you talked about your interest in the medical field. You are a licensed practicing nurse. But you're also an entrepreneur. Was there someone that modeled that in your family? How did you get into your curiosity about having your own business?
So my mom is actually an entrepreneur. She has been in business well over 20 years. So she's definitely been a role model for me to kind of see how the entrepreneur life goes, what comes with it, and different things in that nature. So even like the good, the bad, and the ugly that I saw, I always knew like I want that. I wanted to work for myself. I seen like what came out of it for her. So I knew that's something that I wanted. I wasn't destined to work for someone else. I wasn't destined to make someone else rich. I wasn't destined to, have someone telling me what to do, 9 to 5. Like, that wasn't me. So I always knew that I was going to be an entrepreneur. I just didn't know what I was going to do.
Okay. All right. So your mom modeled that before you, and you knew at some point that was going to be your path.
Yes.
Now with that, because to be an LPN, you have to do a few years at community college or nursing school or something else.
They have it at community colleges. They have it at nursing schools. I went to a technical school, so
Okay.
it was only like, I think it was a year, maybe a year and a half.
Okay.
It was so long ago. So it's been, I think it was like a year to maybe a year and a half.
Wow.
But it
To
was
be an
it was
LPN,
very
okay.
fast, very fast.
And did you jump into the medical field? Was you working like at a nursing home, hospital?
Yes. So when I was
Doctor?
like doing my CNA and all of that, one of my very best friends is a RN. So
Okay.
when she had graduated from being a CNA to an RN, it kind of
Yeah.
put a little fuel under me to say, like, okay, this is what I want to do. I know I want to be a nurse. I know I want to stay in healthcare. So while I was in the healthcare industry, it kind of molded me to start my first business, which was my financial business, because it allowed me to gain that bedside like um, conversation like with my clients, because
Okay.
in the beginning when I started my business, like talking to others and being open and all of that was not my strong area. So when
Right.
I decided to step into business, it kind of like prepared me for that.
Okay. Okay. So you're working as an LPN as a CNA as well
Mm.
at nursing homes and medical facilities helped you with your business, your initial business, which is the financial literacy, and learning how to communicate with people, talk about
Right.
tough topics, and
Yes.
deal with people. We call it bedside manners.
Yes.
To work in the in the nursing field. All
Yes.
right, so you gave us a little bit of background. Your mom modeled entrepreneurship for you. You had an interest in the medical field. You've done a
Yes.
little bit of financial literacy. So what's the background or what's the lead up to this current company, Mobile Genetix DNA? How did
Mobile
that all
gen
come about?
Mobile genetics. So
Genetic,
yes.
Mobile Genetic.
So
Mobile-
like I said, healthcare has always been my passion and it's something that I've always been interested in. So I knew I wanted to stay in the field. However, I just didn't want to be in an actual like hospital or clinic or anything in that nature. So when I completely stepped away from the, doctor's offices and all of that, I decided that I wanted to help people, and I still wanted to change lives and have an impact. So I decided to do my research. And that is how I decided that I wanted to do something with DNA, because I've always been interested in genetics and how they work, and what makes people them. So it's something I've always been interested in. So that's how I birthed Mobile Genetix.
Mobile Genetics. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
To help our audience, and I'm only sharing this because I'm not a scientist. I don't play one on TV. So I don't know all the medical terms. I'm not medical background. The
Sure.
only knowledge I know about DNA testing, you probably know where I'm going with this, is the I guess it was a talk show, maybe a little bit on the ratchet side, but what's his last name? Polovich or something like that?
Povich or something.
Oh
Something
yeah,
like
Maury
that.
Povich. Yeah.
Yeah.
He would have this show. He got popular on paternal tests.
Yes.
If somebody was the father, and he would come out with his famous line, "I am not. You are not the father. Well, you are the father." And
Right.
and I'm assuming that part of the paternal testing is DNA, right?
Correct. So
So,
with us,
okay.
we do most people, when you think about DNA testing, that's first thing you think about our paternity testing. So
Paternity test.
we do paternity testing. However, we also do more. We
Right.
do infidelity testing. We do early detection for breast, ovarian, and prostate cancer testing. We
Okay.
do testing for animals. We do testing for your fitness. We do testing for your nutrition. We do
Wow.
testing for siblings. We do testing. We do drug testing. We do pregnancy testing. Pretty much anything that deals with your genes, your genetics, or something dealing with the body, we can test for.
Okay. Now I do have an interest. I've been following this guy on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
He does I don't know if he calls it a DNA test. He does like this health test to find out your how your body
Mm-hmm.
metabolizes food,
Yep, that's what we
and
do.
based on your body type, there's certain recommendations for vitamins, supplements,
Yes.
or how to exercise, or how to burn calories, or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. That's something you offer as well.
Yes, that is something that we offer as well. We do
Okay.
your genetic makeup. So
Okay.
we go deep. Like a lot of our testing are very advanced. So
Hmm.
we can tell you, the best workouts for you, the best vitamins for you, the best diet for you. Pretty
Hmm.
much we give you like a whole packet of everything for your body type.
All right. Okay. Now, what gave you this the experience to do this? Is this something that you started from scratch? Is this business kind of a franchise licensee type thing, or what gives your expertise into going this? And how did this
So
open the door?
by me already being in the healthcare industry, and
Hmm.
being able to draw blood and do swabbing, especially during COVID,
Yeah.
that is what really made me want to do this even more. And I can speak for Michigan. We don't have any mobile DNA testing agencies. We are the first in Michigan to have a fully mobile DNA testing agency. So,
Wow. That deserves some air horns. I want to make sure we recognize you are the only mobile DNA testing. What does that mean, mobile? Do you
so
pull up?
we are
You
fully
pull up on?
mobile. So fully
Okay.
mobile means if you call us and you want us to come to you, we're gonna pull up in our van with our
Okay.
whole clinic, and we can test you. A lot of people want us to come to them. That's why we offer that. And then you
Okay.
have those who prefer to come into clinic. We also have a brick and mortar for those who want to come into clinic.
Okay.
However, we only really push our mobile side because we're
Right.
trying to, bring that convenience of a lot of people don't want to go into the doctor's office, especially since
Right.
COVID, right? And then
Right. Right.
nobody wants to just go with the hassle of going to the doctor's office, sitting in the lobby for an hour before you get to be seen just to have a lipid panel done, right? That's a
Right.
5-minute blood draw. So
Mm-hmm.
we're just being that extra resource to the community that, if you need your labs done and you can't get into the doctor's office for a month and all you need is your blood work done, we'll come to you. We'll do it for you. And we'll also, send the results to your physician. So your next
Wow.
appointment, he'll have them already there.
Wow. Wow. Want to recognize another viewer, Royal. Is that Kai? Talk
Oh, yes,
about it. She's
that's my assistant. Hi.
hey. Thank you for joining us. She's like, yeah, talk your talk. That's basically what she's saying. Talk your talk. All right. Uh, so yeah, so that's interesting. You're one of the few mobile. I could call you up, send an email, schedule an appointment,
Yep.
go to your website, which we'll show. We'll do a
Mhm.
demo today, and you'll come right out. Now, and so now, how long has this business been established?
So
What's
we
your
started in August of 2024.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So we're
All
about
right.
what,
And you
5-6
started
months
with
in?
brick and mortar, and then you transitioned to mobile,
Yes.
or the other way around. Okay.
Yep. So we started pretty much, we really started them at the same time. However, I wanted to be in the field, in the community. So that's why I decided to just keep it more mobile than, just promoting the clinic and coming to clinic and coming to clinic. That's not really what we're pushing. We're pushing the mobile side.
Okay.
We travel. We travel to Illinois, Texas, Georgia,
Wow.
California, and Louisiana right now. So
Wait a
we
minute.
travel.
Wait a minute. I want to pause. You are you travel and do this service in other states?
Yes.
Wow. I gotta give you some. I gotta give you some applause. I was thinking, I'm so used to the Detroit metro area. I'm thinking, you're hitting Wayne County and
Oh yeah, we're
Macomb,
definitely hitting Wayne
Washington,
County.
Oakland, but you over in the dirty South. Is that what I
Oh
heard
yeah.
you say?
Yes. Wherever the service is needed, we'll be there.
Okay, well, good, good. All right. Well, we kind of gave a little background. Your company got started. It sounds like there's a lot of growth in this
Oh,
area. Is that
definitely.
fair to say?
Definitely.
Okay. And is there like certain licenses or requirements to get into this
So
field, or?
you technically do not need a license. However, if you plan on having a mobile DNA agency or lab, and you
Mhm.
plan on doing blood draws, you do have to be a certified phlebotomist or a nurse.
Or a nurse? Okay. Which you have that experience.
I have
I didn't
both.
know how it was. Yeah, you have. I'm not sure if how it was regulated.
Yeah,
I want to go into some of the services you offer, and
sure.
actually going to put this slide so people can see. These are kind of screenshots of your website.
Okay.
Let me pull this up. So basically, it's kind of reliable, accurate DNA and genetic testing services. People may be surprised. Now, this is the most popular, and I want you to kind of elaborate. So you have infidelity testing, immigration testing,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one is about testing for breast cancer and
Early
ovarian.
detection breast cancer. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's start with the first one. What's that?
So infidelity testing is pretty much how it sounds. So we've had clients where they're married, or they're one foot in, one foot out. So they come to us, they say, I want to know if my wife is cheating on me. They'll bring we've had some
I'm sorry for
stories,
laughing.
okay? We've had people, you can bring undergarments, you can bring a toothbrush, you can bring a bed sheet, you can bring anything that you feel your spouse and whoever they may be cheating on you with has either touched, or if you feel like there's some things left behind, we can test that. So that's ultimately how we do our infidelity testing.
Now, does the other person know, the partner or the spouse
No,
know that this is being done?
most of the time, no. We've had some where the other spouse did know. So it really just depends. A lot of the times, no, the spouse does not know.
Oh, okay. And they just bring the garments, the
Mm-hmm.
underwear to your clinic, or you guys provide
Yeah.
that as a mobile service as well? I mean,
Yeah,
if
I mean,
somebody pull up
if you want
in a
us to
white
come
truck,
to you, but most of the time when it's anything like,
oh, they drop it
so
off. Right,
thus far what we've had for infidelity
right,
testing, they want to come in because
right.
they want to tell the
Yeah,
whole backstory of how they got here.
right, right. Yeah, they want to, pardon my way of expressing it. They want to drop those draws at the clinic. Drop them off. Okay. All right, man, that's interesting. Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
So is this a case where people are thinking about possibly divorce, or they need some proof, or they just
A
want to make sure?
couple of our clients were, like I said, one foot in, one foot out. So
Oh,
our infidelity result, like the whatever the results were going to be, was going to determine how it went after.
Oh, has there been some happy endings? Like they found out, hey, this guy, this girl, they don't mess around. They're
Yes, we've had
no,
a couple. However, we've had more that were not good than
what do
we've
y'all
had.
find? Like another
So if we're testing for male, we're usually testing to see if there's, any semen, any saliva, anything like that on whatever it is that you bring us to test. So if we test and we'll swab the husband, and then whatever his DNA is not on, and there's a, like, semen, or I don't know what I can say on YouTube, but
right. I don't know.
so
I hope we don't get
if there's like, semen or any kind of, like, we had a guy who brought me a Dove dish soap bottle, because he felt like the guy that his wife may have been cheating on him with touched it, because he was a mechanic. So yeah, it gets wild for the infidelity testing.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah. So if your DNA isn't on whatever it is, then we know that if semen or saliva or fingerprint or anything else comes up that's not your DNA, then we have the answer.
Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. And let's go back to and you have the other immigration. What is that about? I mean, this is a hot topic with the new administration coming in, and there was this debate over H-1B visas, and I don't know if this is tied to that. Of course, not to talk about politics, but the new administration, there was a strong promise in terms of immigration and deportation and stuff like that. Now, how does it relate to what you do?
So we do so usually for immigration, you have to have like, not really like immunizations, but you have to have certain blood work done to be able to get like your immigration papers and all of that. So we do the lab side of everything. However, we are partnered with a lawyer that does like immigration law. So he does send us like a lot of referrals for them to get, like the testing done. And it just speeds up the process for them.
Right. Yeah. Man, this sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like you found a niche that you got all kind of things going on here.
You just have to be creative. You have to be creative.
Yeah. Now let's go. How do you the risk for you have here the test the risk for ovarian cancer and breast cancer?
So that's the BRCA testing. That is a blood draw test, and that's just basically to let us know if you either are carrying the breast cancer, the gene. That way we can kind of put you on track if you do have it. And then if you don't have it, how we can keep you from, making sure basically like you're eating healthy, you're staying on track with fitness, you're doing all of what you need to do, to lower and keep that risk low.
Okay. And there's some, let's go back. There's some other interesting things that you do. I think this next slide. I gotta ask because I got up your website, and if you don't mind me asking,
no,
you have BBL lab work. Of course, now I'm not anti-BBL. Hey, if that's what you want to do, some people argue there's a BBL epidemic. When I'm out and about in Detroit, I'm not gonna lie, I see some things like, wow, that's some interesting work going on out here. And there's some people who are putting them, there's stories of people putting themselves at risk going over
Mm-hmm.
to Dominican Republic or other places.
Yes.
So how does this relate to what you do for DNA
So
testing?
So for the BBL lab work, that's just like your basic panel lab work. So like your lipids, your, CBCs, basically just making sure you're fit and you're able to go through with surgery. So usually
Okay.
the surgeon will have you, go get your labs done before the actual procedure. So we do the lab work for you, prior to your procedure being done.
So what is the doctor looking for in the DNA test in the blood?
Basically, he's just testing like your blood count, making sure you're not at high
Oh,
risk for,
okay.
if you go under maybe having a heart attack or,
Mm,
different things in that nature. So he's really just looking to see where your blood count is, are your organs, in good standing, like your kidneys and all that good stuff. Because of course, if you're going under, you're going to be under for a while. So they
wow.
want to make sure that you're healthy enough to be able to go through with the full surgery.
Wow. So you build relationships with
All
hospitals,
kinds.
doctors.
Oh yes.
So you outsource. Yeah, this sounds like this is a great opportunity for you. You got
Yes,
Yeah, I'm a
definitely.
man. Does this keep you quite busy? I can imagine
Oh
between
yes.
BPL, infidelity, and the other health thing you keep you busy. I'm
Yes.
surprised the BPL testing is not on your top three. It's not. Is it working its way up or?
It's definitely working its way up. I've actually just partnered with a licensed esthetician. Um,
Oh, okay,
so she actually does the body contouring and all of that. And
okay,
then I do everything on the nutrition side of it.
okay.
So that we're working that out into the market now. We just
Mhm.
kind of started working with our like doing our packages and stuff.
Right, right.
So that will be coming out shortly. But yeah, we're definitely busy.
Yeah, I can imagine. All right. So, what we're going to do is we're going to share how people can work directly with you. We're going to go to your website and we're going to share your social handles
Okay.
and talk about any other programs you got. So we're going to take a quick break, come right back. We're going to share so people, because I know people are watching. They heard about the infidelity testing. They heard about the BBL. They heard about screening for ovarian cancer. All these different things. So they want to know, how do I get in touch with you? I want to make sure my man or my girl not cheating on me or whatever it is. But we'll be right back and we'll go
Okay.
more into specifically how people can work with you. I'm going to take this quick break announcement. Hey, Detroit. Are you a Detroit area small business owner, entrepreneur, leader of a nonprofit organization, or a business service provider? And are you looking for ways to share your product, service, or your programs with a local Detroit audience? Let us help you increase your reach by becoming an ad sponsor with the Detroit Metro Plug podcast powered by Empower You Ventures. Our weekly video podcast is a growing local feature on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn that focuses on local business and community news. This gives you a chance to connect with local Detroit customers or clients. We offer cost-effective ads to fit your needs. Click the link to learn more about our current ad specials. And remember, connections matter. This is Charlie the Plug with the Detroit Metro Plug podcast.
Black Leaders Detroit, they knew that during the pandemic, that Black businesses were going to be left out of any type of funding that the government gave, and they wanted to make sure that they were able to figure out how they could step up and help, because again, this is their community, and they want to make sure that their community is still here when this pandemic is over with, and the only way you can do that is by offering support to your community, and so they stepped up and they did that.
I've been telling everyone I know about Black Leaders Detroit. The things that they're doing is simply amazing. And they're taking care of business for the Black business owners.
It's $1 a week donation to keep this great thing moving. $1 a week keeps it popping. Black Leaders Detroit.
All right. So we're back with episode 136. We're here with TONI Beck-Doss, the founder of this awesome company, Genetix Mobile DNA.
Mobile Genetix.
No, I'm sorry. Mobile Genetix DNA. Mobile Genetix DNA. She's been sharing about this company. It's almost close to a year old. Not quite, but a great opportunity. Sounds like, I don't know if you're taking investors or it sounds very interesting in the medical field.
Yes.
So there's going to be people who's going to watch want to know, okay, how do I connect with you? How do I find out about your services? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go right to your website so people can get a feel for it. So let me do that real quick here. Here we go. Right. Okay, so let me go to the home page here. Here you go. All right, so give people the website that they will go to.
So the website is Mobile Genetix. That's with an X, not a C. So mobilegeneticsdna.com.
Okay, mobilegeneticsdna.com. And as they see on the slide here, we're live on your website. So there's this is a bot. This is Let's Talk.
Yes.
Okay, so when I hit the schedule now,
It'll take you to our scheduling.
All right, so there's a scheduling. There it is. And it has initial consultation, 45-minute. Or partner. This is a corporate partner.
So that is for we do like a lot of reaching out, of course, to big organizations. So that is for if, it's time for us to sit down and have the conversation about partnerships and sponsorships and things in that nature.
Okay, great. And you have 30. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the initial consultation, that is just for us, myself or my team, to be able to know what exactly kind of testing you require, and for us to know, if we're going to come to you, if you're coming into clinic, different things in that nature. So what we like to do is do an initial consultation to see if we, can do whatever kind of testing it is that you're looking for.
Okay. And then you have also, if someone needs same day service to skip the line,
yes,
just for $125, they can get testing done or that day, or how does that work?
Yes. So the emergency same day is if you need testing done like right now, then the extra $125 fee is for us to basically put you, before everyone else on schedule.
Okay. I see you have some testimonies here. Client testimonies.
Yep.
We also, let's see, this is partnership with DDC. DNA Center. Okay. And you have frequently asked questions. What's most of the questions that people want to know when they use your services?
The most frequently asked question is, how soon will I get my results? That's the first question that 90% of people who call us ask first.
Okay. And then Peekaboo, is that a partnership or what is that?
Yep. So all of those are our partners. Peekaboo is who we use for our early gender So if you
Oh,
are 6 weeks pregnant, then we can test
wow.
to see what gender the baby will be.
Okay. Wow. I like to be surprised, but some people like to plan. Okay, now here is your products. I'm pulling up on your
I don't
website.
think we have anything there yet. Oh yeah, we have our
Oh,
kits, and
yeah,
I
your
have
kits, yeah.
some things I need to add to that.
Okay. What do you do for testing for the pets? What's that for?
So that is, we can do either allergies. We can test for, what kind of breed it is. Like my baby Bailey, she's a rescue. I did testing on her because I wanted to see if she was a full blood German Shepherd. So we can test to see, what breed they are. We can test their allergies, what kind of sensitivities they have, what's the best kind of diet for them, just as if we were testing for a human. We can do the same for pets.
Okay, great. And there was something I saw interesting. I don't know if it was under services, but it was talking about people's insurance. I don't know where was that
yeah.
on your website?
So
Was that on
that
plan?
should probably be under the home.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Because we do accept insurance, and then we also have financing, because
Okay.
some of our tests are pretty expensive. So I wanted to make sure that I touched everyone around the board. So
Okay.
I made sure, we got credentialed, so we are able to accept insurance. We also do offer financing, and then, always cash or credit.
Okay. So that people can see some of your scale pricing scales on infidelity testing, the breast cancer detection. I thought I saw, if I'm not mistaken, some of the insurance you accept Medicaid, or what was it?
Yes, we accept Medicaid, Medicare, Blue Cross. The only one we don't accept right now is
here it is, right here. Okay, yeah, I found it on your site. It's under services. So now accepting Medicaid, Medicare, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, and more. Okay. Is there usually a copay involved with some of these tests, or?
For the most part, no, because if it's like your labs, those pretty much you can get away with being a part of like your physical for the year. So it doesn't require a copay. A lot of the other kind of tests, like the infidelity, all those kind of tests, though your insurance will not pay for that. That's like an elective test. So anything else dealing with like the early detection for breast cancer, any kind of labs, yes, your insurance will cover that, and it should not require a copay.
Okay, so like if I wanted to know about for health reasons, for like my metabolism, or just what are some things I can do to improve my health, my insurance can cover that? Or does that have to get a referral from my doctor, or how does that normally work?
So if you've had like pre-existing issues,
like type 2 diabetes, like what
right?
about
So
that?
if you've had like pre-existing issues, more than likely your insurance will cover the blood work or any kind of labs pertaining to that. Now, like we don't diagnose, we don't give out medications or anything in that nature. So if your physician wanted you to get, special tests or anything, depending on what it is, we can do it. If you couldn't get in with their lab or whatever the case, we can do it. It just depends on, you probably will have to call your insurance just to make sure it's covered.
Well, the guy I follow, he's connected with 10X Health, and they do this, I think, metabolic test.
Metabolic testing, yes.
Metabolic testing, and that's somehow can determine what you're deficient in. Is that
Yes.
something you offer?
Yep, that is
Now,
something that we offer.
Now, their ordinance, you got to pay it, just straight up there. I think
Yes.
it can range from
Right.
$600 like
Yeah.
that. But
So that's
you're saying to you, I can get it my insurance, or maybe or maybe
so
not.
you would have to call your insurance just to make
Okay.
sure, because some insurances might, and some might only pay 30%, so it really depends on the test and the insurance company.
Okay. And then when I do that test, what am I looking for? What would the results tell me?
So it will tell you like what your basic body type is. So it will let you know that, you need to eat more fiber. You need to cut out, sugar, different things in that nature. So it's a whole like printout of everything that is fit for your body type, your genetic makeup. And then it depends on how extensive you want us to go. We can test for, your fitness level, your energy level, your stress level, all of that. So it just really depends on what kind of testing you're looking for.
All right. That's awesome. I was adjusting my camera.
It's fine.
Oh, wait a minute. That's the wrong way. Here we go. There we go. Okay. Well, I wanted to show that slide again. Let's see here. Oops, this way. There we go. I wanted to show the slide how people can connect with you. And it's right here. So just tell people the website again for the
Mobile Genetix. So it is Mobile Genetix with an X, not a C, DNA. So mobilegeneticsdna.com.
Okay, and we'll have it in the show notes for those who watch the replay. And people who want to know, get in touch with you and some of the stuff you're doing. You're on TikTok. I'm not sure all the content you put on there. They can follow you on Instagram.
Yep.
There's your YouTube channel on your financial literacy stuff. Great channel. I think you got about 7,000 subscribers, something like that.
I haven't even checked in a while, so I really don't know right now.
Okay. They can follow you on Facebook right there. Antionett Beck-Doss. About 9,000 followers there. There's your email. You're on LinkedIn. So that's all your handles. So we'll have this in the show notes. People want to reach out to you, got questions. You shared your website. As we wrap things up, what are some of the upcoming things, or what do you want to share with our audience about some stuff that's upcoming in your business or things you're working on?
So we have a couple of events that we are working on for March. We're doing like a breast cancer brunch. And so this is for a lot of the breast cancer survivors who want to step into entrepreneurship.
Okay.
We're doing a brunch for that in March. And then we have a couple other events that we're working on. I definitely want to do a big event, networking event for women in healthcare.
Okay.
So we're working on that. Hopefully it will be, I want to say June, but we're working on all the details and all of that now. So there will be a lot of events coming for 2025 for sure.
All right. That's great. That's awesome. So we're about celebrating the positive contributions in our city. You definitely, as an entrepreneur, what you're doing, providing a unique service. Sounds like a growing field. There's like a lot of opportunity here.
Yes.
With DNA testing, reuse. I didn't know. I mean, until we talked today, and I looked at, I didn't know there was a BBL
Yeah.
And
Gotta
then
get
if
that
people
blood
use
work
it,
done.
yeah, and then I didn't know that people use DNA testing to determine if someone is cheating or infidelity test. So interesting things you got going on here. But we're about celebrating what you're doing, giving your flowers for
Yes,
the
thank
contribution
you.
you have. I'm sure your company is growing. I'm not sure how many. I know your assistant jumped in on
Yes.
on the comment. I'm not sure if you're expanding. How many employees? You have employees? Is it full-time, part-time, or?
So I have 3 full-time employees
Wow.
now. I'm working
Yes.
on adding some nurses to the team. So
Wow.
that should be soon, very soon.
Okay, so you got 3 full-time, adding nursing. What's the best way we can be a support in our community for what you're doing?
So just share this live, and then just share the brand. You know, what we're really working on now is bringing brand awareness, letting people know that we are here and what we offer. So, you know, just share as much as you can with this live. Just, you know, let people know that Mobile Genetix is there, that we, you know, can help you with anything that you need testing for, as far as with DNA, genetics, the body, anything. And we're just trying to let people know we're here.
Okay. And as we close, what's one word or phrase that would describe the way you do business and the way you approach what you're doing?
I would say definitely, I wouldn't have one word. I probably have 3, which would be compassion, integrity, and innovation.
What's the most influential? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
I was going to ask in closing, what's the most influential book that you've read that really had an impact on your business that you'll recommend to others?
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad. All right. Shout out to Rich Dad.
Change your life.
All right. Well, thanks again for being a part of this podcast.
Sure. Thank you for having me.
Whatever we can do to collaborate for your upcoming events in 2025.
Absolutely.
Whether it's to be an announcement or whatever, let people know about what you're doing.
Yes.
Great to have you a part of my network.
Yes.
Yes. So I appreciate you. Thanks again.
Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate it for being here.
Yes. We celebrate you. I want to encourage me put that slide up again. Everyone to definitely check out the website. There's our social media handles for our guests on Instagram, YouTube. You can email her directly if you have questions. You can follow her on Facebook. She'll be posting about upcoming events. So make sure those who are watching live, make sure you follow, subscribe her on social media. All right. Well, that is episode 36. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. And thanks again for those who are watching. And if you find value in what we're doing, please like, subscribe, share, and support our guest that was on the show today. And we'll see you next week with another great guest. You guys have a good night and go Lions, and be blessed. Hey, everyone. This is Charlie the Plug, your host of the Detroit Metro Plug podcast, powered by Empower You Ventures. Don't forget to subscribe so you too can be a part of the biggest empowerment network on YouTube and Facebook. We bring you weekly interviews of Detroit difference makers in the area of entrepreneurship, community involvement, also reaction to business news and community news. This does not happen without your support. Thank you.